A dog barks when his master is attacked. I would be a coward if I saw that God's truth is attacked and yet would remain silent. John Calvin.
Telling a woman that she can't be an elder is a nonsense rule.
If they claim to be in the body, we let them have it.
Donald Trump is going to win in 2020 by an absolute landslide.
Heretics Christianizing the American dream.
I said that you, that many LDS folks and I love the same Jesus. I still believe that.
Sowing is a blessing from God to make you rich.
Treating Jesus like a lottery ticket.
The Lord spoke to my heart. Been very few times I've ever heard God be this articulate with me. And I'm telling you word for word, these words came into my heart. I'm not asking you with. I'm asking you to brush your hair.
We'll do them sharply. That's what God commanded.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Master's Dog False Teacher of the Week, episode 92. I am your host, Norm the Master's Dog Dunham, aka the Evangelical Norm. So the False Teacher of the Week is a segment of the Master's Dog podcast that was born out of the old introduction video, which was a 2.5-minute montage of pictures and videos of false teachers set to a really cool song called No Compromise by Result, used by permission. Thank you, Result. And somebody came to me and said, I don't know who all these people are. Some of them I thought were okay that I did know. Others I just have no idea who they are. Could you break it down and let us know why these people qualify as false teachers? So I started with Stephen Furtick, which is who she specifically asked about, and then went systematically through that introduction video. I think it got me to episode 39, Cody Coots, and explained why these people qualified as false teachers. After I finished with that, I revamped the introduction video, made a beat on my phone, put it together so I could quit getting copyright claims. Even though Result did give me permission, YouTube doesn't recognize verbal permission from the artist. So got a new beat, shortened it down, made it a little more versatile where I can put video clips in, take them out as I want to, and to change it up a little bit. And you don't have to endure a 2.5-minute introduction video, but you still endure a 2.5-minute introduction because we just finished. So that's all information for those people who are new. Continued. Got a bunch of new subscribers this week. I think a lot of it came off of the review of Damascus Steele's new video. And I'm also going to be doing a review of the whole album, which has been released early, exclusive release. You can get that on ChristCentricRecords.com. Go check it out. But that's for another episode. So thank you for all of you who like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that stuff with the videos. That makes Mr. Algorithm, and yes, I was calling him that before Space Jam didn't steal it from them, sends the video out to more and more people who would like to see it, and then we get more and more subscribers. So all the subscribers that are coming, I owe it to you guys who are commenting, sharing, liking. I won't ask you to like now because you haven't seen the video yet, but you could subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, get all the content that I release here on the Evangelical Norm Network on YouTube. So all that to say, our false teacher of the week this week, episode 92, is Mary Katherine Backstrom. So I had never even heard of this woman until a couple weeks ago. There was a little kerfuffle between her and I believe Laura Clausen. It might have been Abby Rose or Abby Johnson, one of the two. Somebody who is very pro-life. I'm pretty sure it was Laura Clausen, but I couldn't find any of the interaction on either one of their YouTube or not YouTube, Facebook or Twitter pages. So I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if the beef got squashed, what happened, but there was a lot of stuff because Mary Katherine is very pro-choice in her support. I don't know. I mean, she claims to be a Christian. This is what she writes: Christian books. She does Christian blogs. She claims to be a Christian. She claims to be a believer in Christ. Yet she is very supportive of women's rights in Roe v. Wade. And as you can see by the T-shirt she's wearing in that picture, LGBTQIA, all that inclusive, all that stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with welcoming LGBTQIA, LMNOP, blah, 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 into your church. They can come in. They are welcome at a refuge church. They're not going to be comfortable there because we talk about sin. Bottom line, we talk about what is sin, and that lifestyle is sin. Period. There's no arguing, no questioning. It is period. Clear as a bell. For all you people who, well, the Bible's not really clear. Yes, it is. Absolutely clear that homosexuality is a sin. That transgenderism is a sin. All of that is a sin. Any sexual immorality is a sin, which means we have to talk about adultery. We have to talk about pedophilia. We have to talk about all those other things because they all fall into the same category, sexually immoral sin. Abortion is murder, generally coming from sexually immoral sin. It comes from promiscuity. It comes from people who 99.8% of abortion comes from people who are just sexually active and use it as a form of convenience or a form of birth control. It is abortion for convenience sake. Very little. I mean, we always hear the cases of, rape, incest, life of the mother, all that. Very, very, very few. I mean, I've done 100 videos about this. We can say, you can go to these people. I would go to Mary Katherine and say, okay, if we just concede to abortion for cases of, and most states are doing this anyway, but abortion in cases of incest, rape, life of the mother, and, the baby's not going to live. All those things, right? So if I were to go and say, we'll give you all that, but all the rest of abortions are off the board, they won't take that deal because it really isn't about, they use incest, rape, and they use the most extreme cases. And again, there's a story, and I don't know if it's true, of a 10-year-old girl who was denied an abortion in whatever state and blah, 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 had to travel across state lines to get an abortion because she was 10 years old, raped or incest or whatever. They use the most extreme cases. They exploit that. They exploited that 10-year-old girl, if that was a true thing. She was exploited in order to try to keep abortion legal for the promiscuous college student or the promiscuous young professional that doesn't want to lose their career but still wants to get out there and get jiggy with it. Right? So, again, this is a woman who claims to be a Christian. She obviously spends a whole lot of time in her car doing videos in her car. I still want to jump back and go, I started that. I think I did. I don't know if I ever saw any. I did a few videos. You can find them on my old YouTube page, Norman Dunham. Driving in my car with the camera and a tripod and everything pointed at me. And this was like before cell phone cameras and stuff. Like I literally had I should have that camera in my background somewhere. I will. I'm going to put it in. It's going to become part of the scenery of this because I started doing videos with a DVD recorder, recording on the mini DVDs, sitting in my cup holder where I had cut it and rigged it to where I could put a tripod in there and held it up and held that camera pointing towards me and I could do the thing. And yeah, I started all these car videos, right? Go back and look for an Evangelist Laments, the best one out of all of those videos, by the way. And so she's doing a lot of TikTok. She's doing a lot of, it's internet theology. It's TikTok, Twitter theology. TwitTok theology is what my terminology that I've created for it, the TwitTok theology. And it's bad. Her theology is horrible. I mean, watching some of the videos that she's done, I can't find any like really good bios on this woman or anything like that. She's written a few books. So I don't know, something about joy is out now. She wrote a book called Mom Babble, they're just written a whole bunch of books supposedly from a Christian worldview, but it's bad. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how bad. I should have downloaded a couple of her videos and put them out there so people could see them. But it's just bad. And this is again why she's a false teacher. The simple fact. Here's the deal, folks. And I'm going to say it, and I'll stand by it. You cannot be pro-choice and Christian. The two do not coincide. They don't. You cannot say God approves of any form of murder, whether it be in the womb, out of the womb, 13 seconds before it comes down the birth canal, 2 days after conceived and growing, developing human being is there. You cannot. You cannot. It is like saying Jesus was not God, but I believe in Jesus. It is that simple. I mean, I would be more likely, which I won't, but I would be more likely to waver on the LGBTQ issue than I would on the abortion issue. You cannot claim to be a Christian, follower of Jesus Christ, who says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. His commandments are the 10, which we know we cannot keep. We need him to be saved. I'm not talking about that we are saved by our works, but we know. We look at those 10 commandments and we know it says, thou shalt not murder. We see multiple other places. When we see, all the stuff where they talk about, oh, God isn't against abortion. We see in Deuteronomy or Leviticus or one of those, I should have looked up the verse before I started this, but I didn't, where it talks about if a man strikes a woman and she has a baby and nothing happens to the baby, then he pays so much or whatever. But if the baby dies, life for life. The Bible is absolutely pro-life. It is absolutely anti-abortion. And these morons like Brandon Robertson and Mary Katherine Backstrom and Jory Micah and all these others that are trying to go, well, no, God was... No. Very, very clearly, life begins at conception, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made, knit together in our mother's womb. John the Baptist leapt in his mother's womb, Elizabeth's womb, as soon as he heard Mary's voice, realizing that he was in the presence of Jesus, who was in utero, and he in utero leapt in his mother's womb. It's a pretty significant indicator that the Bible believes that life begins before first breath, Brandon Robertson, which again only comes from the place where it talks about God breathed life into Adam. Well, there's a difference there, because Adam was made and was nothing but dust, and God breathed life into him as an adult man. So again, the very simple fact that this woman is pro-choice and claiming to be a Christian makes her a false teacher. And I know there are going to be people who are watching this. I'm going to lose subscribers on this. I guarantee you I'm losing subscribers. We're going to go from 366, maybe even drop below 360. Because there are going to be people who watch this. I'm probably going to lose Facebook friends over this. People that I've gone to high school with, because I just basically said to them, and they're pro-choice, I just basically said, your faith is false because you claim to believe that God is okay with the murder of babies in the womb, which he is not. Ever. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So there you go, guys. Quick and simple, quick and easy. Episode 92. Almost said 93. Mary Katherine Backstrom, our false teacher of the week this week. You can follow her on Twitter. You can see all the weird stuff that she puts out there and all the wackiness. Follow her on Twitter, TikTok, all those places. You can, and I'm not following her anymore. I did for a day and a half to watch the stuff to verify that, yeah, she really is a false teacher. Her theology is really, really horrible. And get it all done, and now there you have it. False Teacher of the Week, episode 92, Mary Katherine Backstrom. Thank you guys for following. Thank you for now this is the time to like the video if you like it, or unsubscribe if you hate me. And I'm good with either one. But thank you guys for taking the time out to watch. As always, preach the gospel at all times. Use words. They're necessary. Until next time, Soli Deo Gloria.